everyone, welcome to today's live. I'm a little bit laggy, but we are going to be talking about what the F has happened to Bitcoin. Currently, we're dropping down, but I will say to you guys, look, this is the current state of where we are at. Let's have a quick look here. This is where we are at, guys. You know, we're dropping down. We are hovering around that 20K level of support, but I will tell you this, I told you so.
Watch out, there will be volatility if you're trading Forex or anything in, I mean, to be honest, Eurozone is massive. Trading anything Forex stocks related, this will have an impact. But then also, I think we'll probably see stronger dollar, and then we're going to see volatility kind of.
Here we go, stronger dollar. What happened, guys? What did happen? So what we saw core inflation come in higher than expected in the Eurozone, and then also we did see a series of different, reports, should we say, from the Eurozone, which then pushed money into the dollar. The dollar climbs and stocks then consequently went down. Let's have a look at, this. This was the liquidation data. Let's have a look at the most recent data. I'm pretty sure it updates anyway automatically. But look, we're seeing this rate 80% short, 88% short. So most people are going short. People do not have confidence in this little, that little pump that we had. But that's what's led us into being in this situation here. So, AJ, look, we're around these key levels of support and resistance. What does this mean? What does it look like technically? Give us a quick look of what we're actually looking at on the charts, as opposed to just, the fundamental data, which we know has been European money moving into the dollar. What does it look like on the charts?
Yeah, well, let's start with the dollar. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so let's start with the dollar. Add on to what you said with the dollar. We are continuing to see that dollar increase, which, as we know, is very bad for the traditional market and the crypto market. And we are seeing the effects of the dollar increase actually within the traditional market and the crypto market as well. So as you can see, we are getting ever so close to that resistance level that I've been talking about for a while now, which is sat at around that $109 level on this DXY chart. You can see previously we have seen three major rejections from this level, bringing the price of the DXY down. And right now we are coming up to test that resistance. If we do break this resistance, it's going to be incredibly bad news for the traditional market and the crypto market, because I do anticipate that if we do break above the DXY, that we are going to come up to this next level, which is the 112 level. Now, this is a daily resistance level. We've tested this level multiple times in the past, expecting the price to come up to 112 because there's not much happening in the past between that 109 and $112 level. What happens was the price just smashed through that 109 level and went straight up to 112. So that's why I am anticipating 112. Looking at the traditional market, then taking a look at the S&P 500, what we can see is the effects of that. We can see we've broken this support level here, which I showed you is very, very similar to the 2008 crash. We got a rejection from this 200 MA, came down to the support, broke that support, and then we had that massive crash. The only thing that's holding us up right now is this daily level, this blue daily level. As you can see, we are testing that blue daily level as of right now. Previously, it's been support, but when we were below it, it's been resistance, and it's been support again back here. So this is sort of what is holding up that S&P 500. If we break below here, then I do think we can see much more downside than we already have seen. So right now we want to hold this level and we want to stay below this resistance level on the DXY for me to remain, well, not remain, but to sort of say that we could potentially see some bullish price action. Looking at the Bitcoin chart.
Right, can I just quickly, AJ? Yeah. Can I quickly add something in before we move on to the Bitcoin chart here? So just as you mentioned there, we need to stay, kind of above, or we want to stay, below that 109 level on the DXY. Guys, this is the final piece I'm going to, give to you today. This is just what's happening next week. So this gives us an idea as to if we will or will not stay above that 109 level or below that 109 level. So currently tomorrow, is it tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow we have NFP, so non-farm payrolls. We want unemployment to go up. That is going to be good for Bitcoin. If it goes down, i.e. if we have like, a lot of jobs added to the industry or to the country, this is going to be bad for Bitcoin. Then later on, not too much going on, but then we do have the European GDP growth and also the interest rate decision. So again, this might lead to a bit more uncertainty in what's going to happen in the Eurozone. And that, again, the same as this week, will bring more people in towards the dollar. So if more people are moving into the dollar, we can kind of expect potentially towards, the next week, a break above that 109. That is a potential that we're looking at. And so if that happens, let's just now have a quick look at Bitcoin and what that might have an effect on.
Yeah, so looking at the Bitcoin chart, then we can see that we have this resistance level that I mentioned a few streams ago. So we've had a few touches and a few rejections from this level. As you can see, another rejection there. And we are finding it very, very tough to break above this resistance level. As you can see, for the past day or two, we can see that we have been very, very well respecting this resistance line. We've been respecting this resistance level very, very well, and we're finding it very, very tough to break above it. As of right now, we are still testing that resistance level, but we are still finding it very, very tough to break above that level. Now, remember, we do still have this rising wedge here. The rising wedge broke towards the downside, and it has a technical target of around $19,000. So that target is still in play. So if we do get a rejection from here, I do anticipate that we are going to come down to $19,000, but we could still remain within this falling wedge here, even if we do come down to 19,000. So as you can see, if we come down to 19,000 around this level here, we could still remain within that falling wedge pattern, and maybe eventually we could break towards the upside of this falling wedge. But the likelihood of it is, if the DXY continues to increase by breaking above this resistance level, then we're most likely going to see the traditional market come down and the crypto market. So we could also break towards the downside of this falling wedge pattern, which is obviously going to be bearish. So looking at a bigger time frame, that $19,000 level, so this is a daily, so that $19,000 level is major support. You've heard me talk about this level multiple times, because this is the critical level. We break below that, then $12,000 is very likely. But if we can hold this support, then we can talk about coming up to this next major resistance level here at $21,500 approximately, between the $21,200 and $21,600 level. And you can see that it's been major resistance. So we spent 5 days in it right here before getting that rejection. We've used it as support, but also major resistance as well before. I want to get above that level to be anywhere close to being bullish, and then I want to break above the resistance at the bottom of the bearish flag to sort of invalidate that $12,000 target. But again, I do think $19,000 is still that next target. And then that's that decision stage. Once we get to 19,000, that's the decision stage of whether we are going to go down to 12,000 or we are going to sort of establish that bottom and see some nice price action towards the upside. So we want to hold this support if we want to have some bullish momentum, some bullish price action towards the upside. But if we do break towards the downside, I think we are going to see a pretty big sell-off, and this could be what takes us down to that $12,000 target, which is down at this level here, and it is the price target of this bearish flag here. So that's everything I've got for you on the charts. The chart of the day is still this DXY, because we are so reliant on it right now. We need to get this rejection to continue, to have bullish price action in the crypto markets. But if we do break above this resistance, I do anticipate more pain in the crypto and the traditional market as well. So we need to keep a close eye on this chart as well. If we do break below this daily level, there's most likely going to be more pain for the S&P chart as well, the traditional market. So,
and let me just say, I mean, right now, I think at the moment we're kind of thinking about, what exactly is going to happen? Nobody exactly knows, but I'd be interested to see how this trading day plays out, because when we have the non-farm payroll, that comes in at 8:30 tomorrow, New York time, which is before market opens. So people are going to begin hedging their bets. They're going to begin, kind of pulling their foot off of the gas, probably, around midday US time, New York time. So I think that, although we might see a bit of a pump in the Bitcoin price initially, I do think people are going to be preparing for the worst, which is a non-farm payroll miss, because you don't want to get caught in that. So we might see that, massive volatility around that midday, early afternoon in the US markets. So keep that in mind, guys. I do think that's what we will see. And obviously we can revisit this tomorrow. We will be going live at the same time as the non-farm payroll, as always, so we can make sure that you are very much up to date on everything that's going on.
Yeah. And just to add on to what Ben said about if the crypto market does pump, I would ignore the pump if we are still increasing in price on this DXY here. If the DXY continues to increase, I would ignore that the crypto pump, because it will be a false pump. Because if we do break above this resistance, Bitcoin will soon catch up and have a pretty substantial pullback if we do continue to increase past 109. So just be aware of that as well.
Yeah, there you go. But anyway, look, guys, that's everything from us. We're just going to keep it very nice and, nice to the point. And obviously tomorrow we'll be online live at the same time as the news comes out, probably 5 minutes before. We'll give you our predictions. Obviously, right now we're going to be looking out exactly what happens, whether people kind of put their foot on the gas and bet that the forecast is correct, or if they decide to, kind of hold off. But we will keep you up to date very much. So follow us on Twitter to find out as it goes on. And then obviously subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you're here tomorrow at the same time.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Take care, guys. Always use